This week I was in Hurghada at the Red Sea in Egypt. I tried to attend one of their wedding parties to spot on special type of dance. They call it lucky dance. This dance was very famous in the Red Sea with all the tribes over there. But since last year, I tried also to document this type of dance, but was very difficult. Suddenly, this year, I found it still very difficult too. This type of dance belongs to these or those people over there. And the first time I watched this dance was since long time, I think maybe 1991 or something like that. And it was with these or those tribe over there. In Hurghada, we have a village, a very famous village. They call it Fisherman Village. And the first time I watched this was very strange for me, and I thought that it is very important to understand it right well. Uh, Long ago, I filmed some of them. I mean, the dancers who I wanted to explain to you how they danced and why and something like that. But this year or these days, I mean, this week, I tried to find if something changed or something like that, same as last year, but suddenly I found it became very rare to find it. Exactly, the wedding parties in this area takes around maybe 3 or 4 days. The first day they do or they perform this type of dance, the lucky dance, and they give the name of the uh, man after the lucky word. For example, Tamer, me, they say lucky of Tamer or Tamer's lucky or Tamer's luck. The second day, they are using or they doing a party of henna, and the third day it is the wedding party. It is like this way in this area since long time, not these days, but since long time. But as I told you, it became very rare to find it like that. They still play the same music with the same songs, and the celebration it's still the same, but dancing not anymore like this way. People in this area, they are using their torso when they're going to dance, shaking torso or play with their torso in or looks like infinity most of the time, same as you will see.
بسوق يا سبعي في غابة وصرت وحيدة ليه بسوق يا سبعي في غابة وصرت وحيد تبكي.
It is like that for men. This type of dance belongs to men, not women, because women they do something else. I think they celebrate during this time with the girls or only girls, women and girls, with henna, using the henna for these 2 days before the day of the main celebration. I mean wedding celebration, and men sit together near to the sea. It is like that in a tent or sometimes in an open area, and they play their music and songs, and all of them celebrating together like that. In the past, some of them stand up in front of the others and began to use or doing this type of movement or movements like this way. The hands all the time in the both sides, and they move same like what you will see later. It was like that, but suddenly I found it became rare. This type of dance, exactly, I spotted or I has found it exactly in the west side of Egypt, in the desert, west side, the other side of Egypt, in some of the oases, something similar like what the east side people do. But with a little bit of changing, same as you see too. And this type of dance I had spotted over there, as I told you, and it was very nice to find something like that. There are a lot of territories here in Egypt doing the same, such as the west side and east side, but with a little bit of change. But also we can find something like this in Yemen, the Gulf area, yes, also, and in Bahrain. They using the same dance step, but with a little bit of change, which it means there are some connection between all of these people over there or around this area. I mean, here in Egypt, Yemen, also Oman and Gulf area, and also in Bahrain, as I told you. The meaning behind this changing depends on the areas or the people in these areas exactly. Here in Egypt, in the west side of Egypt, that is because people over there, they are working with palm trees, and most of the time they bending in a front. So for this reason, they have some problems in their back. So they are using this way of movements because of what had happened with them during this time. I mean, working long time like this, bending like this way. So the shape of their bodies changing a little bit, or the muscles, let me say, and bones also changing a little bit. So they're doing the same like this way. But here, I mean, not here, over there in Hurghada and the area around, these people, they bend a little bit down, bending down a little bit, and they do the same dance steps. In the Arab countries, such as in Gulf area and Bahrain, they bending in the front, yes, also, and they began to use their torso like this way, yes, also. In Yemen and Oman, they bending much more to the front, and they do this type of dances. The problem is exactly that. In the Academy of Arts here in Egypt, they didn't documented this type of dance. It's long time, which we're gonna lose it sooner or later before we can talk about it and understand exactly people why they are doing like this or moving like this way. This is exactly the main point I love to tell you about. Maybe one day I will talk with you about what I discovered in the west side of Egypt and these oases over there, and why people doing something like that, and maybe I can explain to you also much more about the connection between the tribes in the west side of Egypt with the other tribes, yes, also, or other families or people in Asia, in Gulf area. So for this reason, if this is the first time watching this video or this is the first time visiting the channel, make sure to subscribe to my channel and wait for my next video, which I will explain you much more about dancing or folk dancing in Egypt and all of these topics exactly, which I love very much. This exactly what I found in Hurghada, which made me a little bit sad because now people change it, I think because of many circumstances, not the main point to talk about them now, but this is what I found exactly. As I told you, the music is still the same, the lyrics, what they call it, the songs, what they tell it and they do it, it's still the same, but just only the movements now, not anymore like before. Or let me say that no one wants to stand up in the front of the others and do the same. As I told you exactly, yes, also this type of dance belongs men, not women, and the movements in the beginning, or from the beginning until the end, you will find it very close to women dancing, but it is not women dancing, it is men dancing. The difference between the Arab countries and us, that exactly as I told you, much more bending depends on the areas in the Arab countries, but here in Egypt, bending in the front much more in not same like the other countries, I mean the Arab countries, but much more in the west side, more than in Hurghada or the tribes who are live in this area. Also, I think because yes, also some tribes came from deep south Egypt, and they married from those people who are live in Hurghada or El Qusair or this area in the east side of Egypt. They married with them, so they came with their culture, and they become to or the culture become to change, or became to change to be like this way, and much more, or another types of dances became much more clear, or this type of dance became clear like this way, and the old way of dancing now changed. This is exactly what I want to explain with you and to tell you about. And I will be waiting for any question or any comment. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video.